Hi, and welcome to Live Long, Live Well. I'm your host, Mark Maxwell. Well, this month we've got some more raw foods preparation with Jennifer Barba, some recipes you don't want to miss. But starting out, one of the great things about raw foods preparation is that it reduces or eliminates pretty much the added sugar that we put into our diet. Now, sugar is a huge problem with foods in America. And as an example, and I must tell you first of all that over this winter, I've lost 10 pounds and I've kept it off in a time when I normally gain 10 pounds. And how did I do it? Well, I looked at the added sugar in the foods I was eating, and I went after the largest amounts and the greatest offenders in the food, and started cutting that down, and it made a big difference for me. Well, for example, for breakfast, very commonly I would have an oat cereal every morning, which I have here, 2 cups, but I like the stuff with the sugar. And this is 12 grams of sugar per cup, for a total of 24 grams of sugar in my bowl of oat bran cereal. And of course, I thought soy milk was great for me to put on that. And soy milk has some good things in it, there's no question. But for me, it was 8 additional grams of sugar. So when I put the cup of soy milk, which I'm spilling, on my cereal, and that's about what I normally would have, there's 32 grams of sugar just in my cereal alone. Pretty much the equivalent of a can of a sugar soda pop. So it's almost like I'm drinking a can of pop for breakfast. So, and what I did there was I started to eat oatmeal instead of my oat bran cereal, which had 0 added sugar. Cut up a little banana on it to make it a little more interesting. You know, the oatmeal tastes a little bit like a wallpaper paste by itself, I got to tell you. Took a little getting used to, but if I put a banana in there, it evened out the taste, and a little bit of other fruit, and it tasted just great. Also, I love spaghetti, pasta, the sauce. I have some sauce here. Here's 1 cup of sauce. My sauce, 10 grams of sugar per cup of sauce. And so you go to a low sugar or a more natural raw foods type sauce, you eliminate all that added sugar. And one of my bugaboos, ketchup. Right here, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 4 grams of sugar. And I got to tell you, when I have ketchup, it's probably double that on the sandwich. And if I happen to have some French fries, which I do have once in a while, I probably would have half a dozen tablespoons of ketchup, which would be upwards of 24 to 30 grams of sugar just on the ketchup alone. So it's easy to see how we can add a lot of sugar to our diet and not realize it. So make sure you look at your labels and eliminate the big sources of added sugar. Now, this has become a major problem with our diets in America. You know, over 100 years ago, the average person would only have 5 pounds of sugar in a year, and today the average American has that in about 2 weeks. So I think one of the keys to controlling your weight, or if you want to lose weight, take a look at the added sugar in all your foods and begin to reduce it. So anyway, hope you enjoy the show, and take a look at our recipes at livelonglivewell.com on the food and nutrition page. Well, now something I finally recognize. It looks like a salad to me.
A salad? Do you know what kale is?
No, well, I've heard of it. You know, you see it online all the time. All the health food people recommend it, but
yes.
I haven't even had it.
Well, let me introduce kale to you. It's a dark leafy green vegetable. There are a couple of varieties. There's as you can see, we're using like a purplish reddish variety. It also comes green, and there's also a dinosaur kale, which is a really dark green. So kale's got a lot of nutritional value to it. I know it helps with cataracts, and that's pretty much the stem. We just get rid of that, and it's been washed, of course. It calls to shred it. I don't ever shred it. I just take my handy dandy kitchen scissors and cut it up, make it really small and tight, and then
the expensive shredder, yes.
Yeah. We're gonna add some tomatoes to it. Probably say around a cup of tomatoes, and then I'm gonna set that aside for a second and show you how we're going to make the dressing. So we're gonna make a cilantro vinaigrette. I'm gonna use some more raw ingredients. I'm gonna blend it in my Vitamix again, and let's see, we have some cilantro, of course, so we're gonna put that in there, and more garlic. Add some garlic to it.
Now, is kale expensive?
Well, you know, I guess it would depend where you live. Where you live. In the summertime, when we live here in Michigan, so in the summertime, I guess during the vegetable season, I try to go to all of the farmers markets, and I find the organic farmers and work with them. And you can find kale, and it's pretty affordable in the summertime. But then, of course, when it's not in season, and then it comes from California, so I just, you know, do what I can do. I'm gonna grab a knife real quick. Excuse me. And we're actually going to open up our avocado.
Well, it's really rich in a lot of vitamins and minerals. Vitamin C, vitamin K, iron. It's really good for your eyes, as you mentioned.
Yep. I'll get that out of the way. Sorry about that. We'll add that in a minute. Okay.
Let's see, we got some avocado.
Some avocado. Beautiful, beautiful. This one, you know, you never know when you open up, when you buy an avocado, what's going to happen when you actually open it up. So this one looks more than perfect, and usually that's a good trick, but it didn't work this time. It usually comes right on out on the knife. Yeah.
Now we eat a lot of avocados, right?
Great.
Yeah, it's great for your skin.
Great fat. Good healthy fat for you. So this, I'm actually going to make quite a bit of this dressing, but we'll use it throughout the week. So
do you have a name for this dressing, sir?
Just a cilantro
dressing.
salad dressing. Yeah, cilantro salad dressing. So now we have our avocado in there. I'm going to add some honey, about a tablespoon and a half, something like that. And I've pretty much got this down, so.
Well, I was going to say, if people haven't tried avocados or don't have that in their diet, we use them a lot. It's great for lowering your LDL cholesterol. Great for your skin. It's a good fat for you. All kinds of good things.
Absolutely. We're also going to add some raw apple cider vinegar. And
Never had that.
strong smell. A lot of beneficial qualities, though. So.
Well, hopefully it'll mix in well.
Yeah, I hope it'll mix in well. Leave a little bit out in case you think it's too strong. And then some organic extra virgin olive oil. So you guys know that when you purchase olive oil, you want it to be cold pressed. You want it to come in glass containers, and the glass containers to be as dark as possible, so it doesn't go rancid. So.
Yep, this is all we cook with. That's one thing we do. We do that part right.
That's good.
Olive oil for everything. No butter, all olive oil for everything.
And then if you actually wind up using it without even cooking with it, it's even more beneficial. Okay, so let's see what we got. Oops, forgot 2 more things. Little black pepper and little Celtic salt in there. Okay, hold your ears.
I'll move back. I hear it too.
So there's our dressing.
It's beautiful.
Nice and rich and green in color. So
We love green.
we're going to bring our salad back. Thank you. And I'm going to also mix in some raw pine nuts just for
Color.
crunch and color. Yeah. And some cranberries, organic cranberries. Throw some of those in there. And normally you would use the tongs to mix it, but a lot of times you want a way that you can naturally wilt the kale or other dark leafy green vegetable is kind of like to massage the dressing into your dark leafy green vegetables. So I will do a little massaging and then we'll check it out and see how it turns out. May I borrow that, please? Thank you. Okay. Would you mind grabbing some plates back there, please? And I'm going to actually serve it with my hand, but I have my glove on.
Yes, you have
Thank you.
the
Taste. tell me what you think.
Hermetically sealed surgical gloves.
Yes. That's not raw or organic, sorry, but there you go. Let me know what you think.
Well, have you ever had kale? Sure.
Great dressing.
I've never had kale.
Really? Okay, that's good.
It's excellent.
No,
It's a little heavier,
Mm-hmm.
taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good though.
Great.
This tastes great. Now, can you go over once again what's in this one more time?
Yes, we've got kale, and then we have tomatoes, and in the dressing it's avocado, cilantro, honey, raw apple cider vinegar, organic olive oil, and little pine nuts, little cranberries, and some salt and pepper. That's it.
Well, the taste of the vinegar is definitely muted by
Good.
everything else. I didn't care for the smell of it, but this is great.
Well, enjoy.
Well, we're back, and Jen, I see you've made a nice looking appetizer for us, and what do we have?
This is, these are pesto stuffed mushrooms. They actually are warm, and I know I mentioned to you that with raw foods, you don't want to heat anything more than 115 degrees. So instead of putting this in an oven, I use a dehydrator. There's some that are very, very expensive, and this one is not. This is about $69, but what a dehydrator does is it blows warm air throughout the apparatus, and it gently warms your food. So the longer you leave something in a dehydrator, the warmer it will get. You can also do a lot of fruit leathers and dry things out, but it's not going above that certain temperature, so you're keeping all the beneficial nutrients. So pesto stuffed mushrooms, like I said, they're already up here, and people think, well, pesto sauce, well, there has to be cheese in it. With raw food, you don't use any dairy. So this is pesto made with basil, of course, and pine nuts, walnuts, and olive oil, and some sea salt. And let me know what you think.
Okay.
And be honest.
Now the walnuts, I assume they're a natural type of walnut. There's not like salt added to them.
No, all of the nuts that I purchase are always raw, not roasted, unsalted, and then any nuts that have a skin on it, like almonds or walnuts, Brazil nuts, that actually is what Mother Nature gave them to protect them from being eaten. And when we consume them without soaking them, we are not, our body doesn't digest them very well. A lot of people complain when they eat a lot of nuts. It's not good for their digestive system. But when you soak those nuts, and you soak them 24 hours or more, you're actually helping the nuts to break down that enzyme inhibitor, and then it's easier to digest them. And so what I do is I soak them, and then I'll lay them on my trays, and then I will dehydrate them, which will pull out all the liquid, and then they become crisp again. So what do you think? You're both real quiet.
It's delicious.
You'd never know that this was
Can you
uncooked.
tell us what's some of the ingredients giving it that nice flavor? It's really got a nice
pine
flavor
nuts
to
are
it.
one.
Pine nuts, and they're raw pine nuts. There's olive oil, garlic, of course. I think I forgot that. So I've got garlic.
The garlic.
Yes, and sea salt. Celtic sea salt is what I used. So
what's the difference between the sea salt and just the regular table salt?
table salt really doesn't have a lot of nutritional value, and Celtic salt or sea salt has all of the natural minerals that a lot of the foods that we eat these days doesn't have anymore because it's been so processed and such. So Celtic salt or sea salt is actually quite beneficial. Get some of the minerals back into your body.
Well, I finished mine.
There's a whole bunch more, but I'll let you enjoy them later.
This is really delicious.
Great.
For now, I might take a small one.
Very good.
It's excellent.
Good.
These are as good or better than what I've had in really nice restaurants.
Oh.
Seriously.
Thank you.
How about you, Sherry? We have room for anything else?
But I'm
Just
sure
one more thing.
Well, it looks awfully good. What do we have now?
We are going to have chocolate mousse.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
I can fit that in.
Okay. All right.
That's my favorite
Now
dessert.
shut your eyes because I don't want you to see the base.
All right.
No, you can.
I heard that.
You did. So, can you imagine chocolate mousse made with avocado?
No.
No, I love avocado. So.
People normally would think avocado, you know, you're gonna make it sweet. Well, we are. We're gonna make it There we go, it worked this time. I'm gonna put in about, and this is, I'm making a larger quantity, but you know, for yourself, you could just use 1 avocado. We're gonna use 3 and share with the neighbors today.
That's great. Again, one of the best foods, loaded with potassium. Has a lot more potassium than banana, actually. And it's great for lowering your LDL cholesterol.
You know, people think it's fatty, but it's a really good fat that we actually need so much and that we lack a lot.
Yeah, has a lot of fiber too.
I'm a very messy cook, in case you haven't noticed. Oh, very messy cook.
Your avocados are so ripe.
I think it's just by chance,
Yeah.
you know, you never know. You can't open them up in the store, so you just hope for the best.
When you pick them, they're just soft. They give a little bit.
Just a drop. You don't want I personally don't like them too soft because I normally don't use them the
Right
very
away.
same day. Like I'll maybe the following day or 2 days afterwards, and this one's a little bit firmer. So.
Because some people don't they suggest leave them on your counter to soften
Yeah.
if they're too hard.
Didn't bake very well. I'm gonna sit down for this one. I'm taking a really long time. This one doesn't want to break off. There we go. Okay.
Well, we've been cooking and eating for hours. I've never had so much fun.
I'm glad you're having a good time. Oh, I am just doing so poorly with my avocado pits today.
Well, I love to eat, and the best thing I heard you say today was we don't have to count calories. So
Right.
I'm all for that.
Let's try to scoop this one out. Okay. It's the old handy dandy thumb move. It's not working out very good right now. Oh, and then I can just make a little mask on my face with my fingers. I do have to wash my hands for a second, so forgive me. Good to go. So we've got our avocado in here, and now we are going to add some vanilla. Our sweetener is going to be dates, so I've soaked these dates for a little while, and of course the pits are removed. We're going to add our date sweetener.
Now, when you say soaked, you just soaked them in water?
Just water, yeah, just water. Going to add a little bit of sea salt. Then we have our carob powder. So we are going to start with about this much, and then if I need to add more, I'll add some more. I'll start with this, and then I might add some more through the top. So here goes our chocolate mousse. Where did the green go? It vanished. Smoking. That's just the powder. See what that looks like. Just a little bit more.
Pretty creamy, isn't it?
I'm going to add just a little bit more powder.
It smells chocolatey a bit, doesn't it?
be off the same plate.
Aw,
Aw,
isn't that room? And you
sure.
know what? You can actually share it. You can.
Yeah, we
Why
can.
don't you feed her?
Oh. Well, that's a different kind of show.
Okay.
I should have it.
Here you go, dear.
To die for. Tastes like chocolate mousse.
Does it?
How can an avocado taste like chocolate? Really, it's unbelievable. Really, it's amazing.
I mean, you can taste the avocado a little bit in there.
You can, and I certainly didn't add as much carob powder that the recipe calls for, but you can, add more.
It's really creamy.
So would
Excellent.
you just serve this in a little cup?
Little cup, you can put a little mint leaf on top.
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Go for it. Very good.
Thanks, Jennifer, for showing us some great recipes. Remember, once again, go to livelonglivewell.com, the food and nutrition page, and check out some of the recipes there. And make sure to read your labels and look at the added sugar that you're putting into your diet, because if you reduce it, there's a great chance you're going to lose some weight. I'm Mark Maxwell for Live Long, Live Well. We'll see you next time.